Hey guys, I probably look like crap right now. We had this amazing race thing a while ago to get to know people, and if you've ever seen the show The Amazing Race, it was based off of that. We're supposed to be in teams of 4. I was in a team of 3, and it was really fun and stuff, but we were running all over campus, and I am worn out now. I came back and chugged a ton of water and I almost felt sick. Finally starting to recover from it. So I thought I'd film this, but I still feel like I sweated a ton, and I washed my face off and everything, but I'm still feel like I probably look like crap. I wanted to film this video to talk about a quote, which might be kind of weird, just talking about a quote, but I remember for the longest time, I never had a favorite quote or anything, and I remember one time in 7th grade when we got our yearbooks, a boy in my class asked me to sign his yearbook, and he wanted everyone to put their favorite quote in there with their name, and I told him I didn't have a favorite quote, and he looked at me like I was crazy, because I really didn't, but because there are quotes I like, but none of them ever stood out to me as my absolute favorite quote. I still don't know if I have one exact favorite quote, because there are a lot of them that I really, really like. I also just thought about this, but I was student of the month freshman year in high school 1 month, and I had to choose a favorite quote for that too, on the spot, and I had 10 minutes or something to come up with it, and I think I could have brought the paper back later, but I didn't have that much time, and I ended up choosing a Dumbledore quote, I think. But yeah, I think it's our choices that define who we truly are, not that quote. I don't know the exact wording, but I'm sure you remember it. But anyway, that's not even what I wanted to make this video about specific. I want to talk about one quote that over the past couple of years has become one of my absolute favorite quotes ever, and I think it's a quote that a lot of people have heard, but that I don't think a lot of people actually listen to or learn from the quote. And it's the people who don't learn from the history quote, and it's paraphrased a lot, that's not even the exact quote, but it was by George Santayana, and I don't know if I'm saying his last name right, but I have it pulled up on my computer, the whole quote, and that's only even the last part of the quote. I only learned the whole quote a month ago maybe, but I think that it's a really good quote, and I'm going to read it. Progress, far from consisting in change, depends on retentiveness. When change is absolute, there remains no being to improve, and no direction is set for possible improvement. And when experience is not retained, as among savages, infancy is perpetual. Those who cannot remember the past are condemned to repeat it. And I think it's true. If you don't learn from the past, then you repeat the same mistakes, and you never progress. Society stands still and you wouldn't have all of the technology that I have just right here, the camera, my laptop, my phone. Obviously you had to learn from past mistakes in order to get that. Everything we have is learning from the past, and our government in America is based on other governments. Athens had the first democracy, and obviously it failed, and then you learn from those mistakes and stuff like that. And I think a lot of people don't really think about that. A lot of people absolutely hate history because they think it's boring and everything like that, and I understand that some people aren't history people and don't necessarily don't necessarily enjoy it. And that's okay, because you don't have to absolutely love everything. I understand math is important, but it is one of the most boring things in the world to me. But I realize it's important, so I pay attention in class and learn what I need to, because I'm going to need it to survive in the world. Maybe not all of it, some of it. And I think in high school in a lot of my history classes, there would be people complaining about, why do we need to learn this? It isn't important. But it is, because if we didn't learn about the past, then we'd repeat it. And racism, if you don't learn about it, that can start again, and things like that. And granted, you may learn about like past governments and horrible things they did, and you won't go into government because like it's just not your kind of thing. But still, living in America, we have to elect people to the government, and we need to elect the right people. And this is just turning into a huge rant about pretty much nothing, but I just think that quote is very, very important, and more people should listen to that. And you don't necessarily have to like love history and read it all the time and everything like that, but I think a basic understanding of history is really important, and so you should pay attention in history class because you need to know those things. And I'm going to go now. I will see you guys later. Bye. Oh, and real quickly, again, I'm sorry for the shaky camera, and I don't even know if I'm in frame the entire time because, like I said in the last video, still don't have a tripod. I think my family is going to mail it to me because I left it at home, but I don't have one right now, so again, I'm like holding the camera, and I know it's really shaky, and I'm sorry.